Okay, can you hear me now? I'm sorry, I was reading to you, and apparently, no. It says I'm live. Can you hear me? I'm alive. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. All right. Let's try again. I've got new service with AT&T. It better work or I'll be taking them back. Okay. I was trying to read. I can't connect set up right now because my tripod, the thing that goes on top, which is for like say taking selfies that I connect to hook the phone to, has broken. So I got to get it. This is what I wanted to share with you. While I was reading Aaron's interceding with the Lord, and she was talking to God, the Lord gave me a piece of what I was reading. He said, "This is your example of how God will take something that looks to be so disastrous and turn it into a blessing." 5 years ago, she had an accident and was badly injured. So far in 5 years, she's not had one surgery, even though she's needed them terribly. She's very ill. I don't even know all the things that are wrong with her, but I pray for her a lot because it bothers me. And she said, but if it wasn't for this, she said, I now can be a full-time mom and mother, which I never could before. She said, I find myself doing things I've always wanted to do but never could. So you read that, Charlene. See what I mean? How God took something terrible but turned it around to be a blessing. And now there's another one I want to share with you. I won't say the woman's name, but she was very distraught yesterday, and I was working with her. I even did some fasting on her behalf and asked God to help me get some understanding of what's going on. They don't have the money to afford their rent and stuff, but they can't seem to find jobs, and they've gone everywhere, and there's just no jobs. The jobs that are there, they won't hire them for whatever reason, and no reason they shouldn't. I said, if God is doing this, it's because he's going to move you. And there's a reason he wants to move you, but it doesn't feel comfortable not to be able to get a job, wondering what's going on. Because God's not going to give you every single, I got to turn my hand a little bit. God is not going to give you every single thing that's going on. He wants you to trust in faith. Now, if he told you, this is what I'm going to do, okay, and we're going to take your jobs, and we're going to make you go a couple months figuring out what to do and how to make it and what do I want, then after 2 months, I'm going to pick you up and I'm going to move you. Well, you wouldn't be afraid. You wouldn't have, because God already told you everything. There's no need for faith. Faith is when you believe without seeing. And so what happened was I told her, I said, if this is God, that's why you're not getting jobs. And he's moving you. He wants you to move. So now you need to ask him, what is it you want us to do? Where do you want us to go? So as it turns out, by the end of the day, she said apparently her husband has already made the decision. They're moving to Oklahoma because the landlord's already got new renters coming in soon. Well, there was God's hand in it. Why? Because there's a purpose in their move. She doesn't want to go. She's depressed by it. I said, try to find the joy in serving God. And let me tell you why. I don't like where I live. I don't like bugs. I don't like the dirt you get when you live in the woods. But here I am, and I've been here almost 17 years. Because God told me, he said, this is where I want you. I'll do... Oh, can you hear me? Am I okay here? I'm moving my hand too much. I got to go get this thing fixed. So for me, I'm obeying God by staying where I am. Do I love it? Not really. I love the scenery. I love the woods that way, but I don't like the bugs and I don't like the dirt. Okay? But it's not about me, it's about him. And what he told me very clearly, he said, this is where I need you to be. There's a purpose in it. There we go. What was the purpose? It was a couple years later, he says, build my church. He's going to use this land and he's going to use this building. We're making it into a church, into a sanctuary, and he's going to use it. Now, like I told her, when you're serving God, it's not always pleasant, but it's not about our will, it's about his. What does he want you to do? We're here to serve him. We're here to make a difference in everybody's lives, right? I couldn't be doing what I am Now I'm totally disabled. What are the benefits in it? Well, it's not very comfortable, but I'm more grounded in God. I'm able to do this 24/7, and I wouldn't be if I was well. Okay? Now, if he healed me right now, would I keep going like I am? Absolutely, because I'm established. And I'm grounded in God to the point now there's no turning back. But how easy would it be, guys, if we didn't have a little hardship, a little buffering, some testing, some trials to easily go our own way and get proud and get into our own will as to what we want for our lives and get selfish instead of remembering God comes first. And God's will for our life isn't always a pleasant walk. But in the end, you will be blessed and you will be a delight to the Lord. So I wanted to say that. Now, another thing he showed me this morning while I was having time with him and I was singing to him and stuff the best I could. The one thing that came to me, and he said, this is something that needs to be said. Don't let your fire burn out. Don't let the Holy Spirit in you get burned out. In two ways, spiritually or physically. When you're constantly going and you never have downtime, you will burn out and you'll start putting your guard down and your armor down. Don't do that. Spiritually, make sure you're seeking out your Father during and through the battles and even after. Constantly be seeking him out and sitting with your Father to replenish, restore, refill. Because if you don't, you get burnt out spiritually and you start laying down your armor. You know, have you ever gotten there? I have. Yesterday was such a bad day for me. I almost started crying in Menards trying to get water plumbing supplies, and I got to my car. I didn't feel well. I couldn't even go grocery shop, and I just drove home. Okay? Sometimes we just get burnt out through the pain, through the struggles, through lack of sleep, being sleep deprived. There's so many things that can get in the way. Okay? But if we don't seek out our Father, go sit in our Father's lap and be refreshed. Love on him. He needs it as well. He's going through a lot. He's been showing me his emotions that are so sorrowful because what's coming and how many are walking away from him and still more will, it grieves his heart. We need to share in that grief with him. Pray and tell the Lord, I'm so sorry, Lord. Use me in any way you wish. Let me not be one of those that disappoint you and fail you. Okay? And we need to stay focused with our eyes on Christ and stay so close to him that he can replenish us and strengthen us because we're human when the battle gets to be too much. Okay? I think he's ready to come in and start moving on walls and counters and stuff. I love you guys so much. Pray this gets done quickly so I can get back on schedule. We got the water running yesterday and it's leaking. So now I still don't have water yet till we can figure out why. I love you guys so much and I really care about you. I do have a new setup now for internet with AT&T. It'll cost more, but it's worth it. I should have better internet. I'll get working this out. And I have a ministry phone number I'll give out later. Right now, I really wouldn't be able to use it much with all the chaos, okay? I love you guys. Hang in there. PM me if you need me. I'll do my best. Right now, I'm in and out because it's so much chaos. I told them to hold off for a minute. Let me go live. I love you guys enough. I'll keep praying for you. You can do this. I tell you, you can do this. We'll make it to the finish line. I promise you. I love you. Bye-bye.